In a theatre environment, the ideal stage volume is what is the issue. Because as a guitarist, you want it on 10 on everything. But our little front of house man hates that. Because all you get is guitars and the rest of the band you can't hear. We're a very, very quiet stage. As you'll see, we don't have wedges, we're all on in-ears. And it's great until the guitars come along and ruin it for everybody else. And from my past, before I became a convert to valve amps, I learnt through the digital way, and doing many tours with Axe Effects-esque equipment, we never had the problems of stage volume.
Small genies snuck off to the city, strung out on lasers and slashback blazers, and ate all your razors while pulling the waiters, walking Mount Monroe and walking on Snow White. And New York's a go-go and everything tastes right. Poor little greenie, woo.
Yeah, so it's a whole new lesson that I've been learning in the last year, and yeah, when you came earlier and you saved the day for me, because I had the amp which I thought was set up how I heard it, and then you came and showed me how to make it 10 times better. So I think it's probably best if you explain how you did that, because I know how it sounds, and it sounds better, but you're the magician, I don't know how you did it.
Well, what both amps feature is a headroom control, and that basically allows you to adjust the maximum power output of the amplifier. So if you want to drive the amp hard but keep the volume down, you turn the headroom control down. You add the headroom controls at maximum, which gives you the cleanest and loudest, potentially loudest setting. So what I did was just turn the headroom control down and turn down the preamp gains a bit and turn up the master volume on each amp a little bit. So rather than the distortion that you're producing coming primarily from the preamp, or I think at the volumes you were playing at, all from the preamp, now a good deal of that is coming from the power valves breaking up and distorting. And that gives you a completely different kind of feel and sensation when you're playing. And a darker tone, I would say, a slightly warmer. Preamp distortion can be a little bit brittle sometimes. So it's great when you mix the two together, and I think that's what we've got on both of your Groove King and the Classic 45.
I'm in a very luxurious position that these two amps are extremely different, but work so well with each other. And you've got the Classic 45, that's that warm classic rock tone, and the Groove King, which is the cleaner, brighter. And on their own, both sound wonderful. But when you mix them together, it sort of, the gaps in both amps sort of join together, and you get this tone, which yeah, I've never heard anything else that can do anything like this.
How have you got them running? Are you panning them left and right? Have you got a kind of a stereo
so front
image
of house, I'd be lying if I knew exactly how I did it, but I do think it's the Groove on the left and the Classic on the right, which is how I have them in my ears. And they're balanced very, very well. As I say, because the Classic is the warmer, which gives you the drive, and the Groove King, which is the cleaner sound. For most of my sounds, whether it's a full out Ziggy Stardust, giving it everything, or it's a Golden Years with the phase and just a funky sound, both amps are always on. And you know, it shows how flexible the 63 amps are, that you can actually be in a position where you don't change the settings don't change from whether you're driving it, you know, all you're changing is your guitar, whether you're using an SVL guitar or a Les Paul. You know, let the pickups do some of the work as well. Whether it's a song like Golden Years, which is cleaner, I can hear the Groove King stand out more in my head, and if it's a song like Suffragette City or Ziggy, I can hear the Classic really coming through, and nothing's changed. It's amazing how your brain, you know, it ciphers out what it wants to, and even though nothing's changed, it sounds very, very different, and you play differently. And if you want to clean it up, play a little bit quieter. If you want to play louder, if you want to make it drive, dig in a bit more. And I think it's fantastic when you get to a level where you're not relying on lots of different channels. You have one amp, well, in this case, two amps, which are running as one, and are doing one job fantastically well for whatever song it may be. And to try and recreate the Mick Ronson tone, you can't do it without an old 60s wah. Something like Ziggy Stardust needs that little bit extra drive, so we hook in the Mad Professor, stick the wire back on, and you've got OX4 pickups. Great. Analog man for Bowie's 80s period when he went a bit bizarre. It's quite fuzzy, but it's a great sounding pedal. As I say, pedals just work wonderfully with these amps. They don't. It doesn't change the sound of the pedal. It just you can explain what they do better, but they just sound wonderful.
Thank you very much. That was spectacular. Thank you very much. It's quite a sight from up here.